Hello again, I'm Angela from artofeye.com. Today we're going to be making these gorgeous little treat bags. I've marketed these as pet treat gift bags because you could use them to put little treats in for your dog or your cat or whatever pet you have. And optionally you can make it so they fold flat if you want to make a few and sell them, or if you want to store them for later. But they open out like that, and the fastener I put on, I've just used eyelets with a bit of ribbon. Not very straight as you can see, but I was just practicing. So I couldn't find the dog paper that I wanted to use for this because I thought these would have been lovely with some little dog treats, but never mind. I'm going to use my cat paper. You can use any paper, it doesn't have to be for pet treats of course, it can be for anything that you like. So let me have a look to see what I'm going to use. And the beauty about this paper as well is it is double-sided, which is always a bonus. I think I'll use that, that's really nice. And it comes with a sticker sheet as well. So I can you don't have to use a sticker sheet, you can make a full-blown topper, like a card topper if you want, and put that on. So you're going to need 2 6x6 sheets of paper or cardstock. So what I'm going to do is just cut this down into 4 6x6 pieces. Right, now I'm going to score, put that into scoring mode. I'm going to score both of them, but it needs to be scored at, hang on, where's my scoring tool, the one I like to use. Right, so we're going to score at 3.5 and 5.5. And make sure when you're scoring both your sheets that you turn the paper the correct way. So it doesn't matter whether you turn it to the left or the right, but they both have to be done the same way. So I'm going to turn this to the right and score at 2 inches. Okay, so that looks like that. So again, 3.5, 5.5, and score it at 2. See, they are both now the same direction, if you can see that, if you can see how they're scored there, both in the same direction. So now all that's left to do, well not all that's left to do, but what we have to do now is fold and crease all of those score lines on both sides, both sheets. Right, now we're going to do some cutting. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this. So just cut straight up that score line and cut in a little wedge like that, just to get rid of that. And then we're going to cut up straight up that score line. Sorry, I'm not explaining it very well, but that score line up to that with the score line where it meets. We're going to cut that up there, and we're going to cut a wedge out of each side. So we're left with a tab there, and we do exactly the same with this one. So we're going to cut this tab like that, and then up there, and cut a wedge out. There we go. Now we're going to have to do some gluing. I always use my Collall glue. I'll show you what it looks like. This is a huge bottle I've just bought. You don't have, there are different sizes, you obviously you don't have to buy. But this is a 1000ml one, and I just keep decanting it into, I've got one in here, and I've got one in a little with a super fine tip, just to make sure that I can use it for any project. So what we're going to do now is we turn these over, and this little part here, that's where we're going to glue. So we're going to put some glue all the way down there. The thing about the Collall glue, it is the strongest of the glues. I love it, but it does take quite a while to dry. So you take this next piece and you put it on the long side onto that score line all the way down, and it should just fit nicely. Just make sure it's budged up against that score line and flush with that edge. Just wipe off any glue that squirts out. I put a bit too much on there, I think. So yes, there are glues that dry almost instantly, but a lot of them are water based and you're going to get your paper buckling a bit. The Collall glue does not buckle your paper. It's fantastic. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can buy it, because I basically frankly won't use anything else unless I am sticking down ephemera or something onto my cards when I want something that's going to stick a bit faster. So I am going to take my time gluing these, because it will, like I say, it's not fast, but it is fabulous. Just make sure that it's stuck down completely, and then what we do, this little part here with this little flap, that score line there, we're going to turn that over like that and put glue on that side, just that little flap before the score line, and bring this side over, and it should just fit there nicely, which it does. It should be nice and flush along the score line and along the top of the bag. Right, and that's what we are left with. So now, to hide these flaps, we don't want these flaps to be visible from inside of the bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold it over, so we've got, that'll be the back, fold the back over, and we're going to put those two flaps on there, and then that over like that. So I'm going to put glue on these three sides here. And it will be strong as well, so you should be able to put something not heavy but with some weight, and then you fold those flaps on there and that on there, and just make sure that that is straight as you can get it. Just give it a few seconds to dry, and then you can turn it over, take your bone folder or a ruler or whatever you like, and just make sure that it's stuck down on the inside as well. So as you can see, you can't see any of the flaps inside. It just looks very, very neat, and I love the fact that it's double-sided, this paper. Absolutely beautiful. It's always a bonus. Right, I haven't let it dry for that long, so let's hope this works. Oh, hang on, I better put the lid on my glue. I want that drying out, for goodness sake. Right, this next step is absolutely optional, but if you want to be able to fold your bag flat, if you want to post it, if you want to sell them and post them, or if you just want to store them somewhere, what you can do is just push the sides in like that, not too far, it should go in quite naturally, and then press it down, just keep going down gently, and keep pressing the side, and it should get to the point where it naturally wants to fold like that. And that's it. That's how simple it is, just to have a fold flat bag like that. Like I say, whether you want it to fold flat or not, of course that is entirely up to you, but I just think they're great. They're great for gifts, they're great for storing. If you want, I don't know what you would use a tiny little bag like this for, but you never know. But I just think it looks fab. Yeah, that's still, I didn't quite leave it long enough, so that's still slightly damp, that glue, but it doesn't matter. This is just for demonstration purposes. Now, however you want to close this bag is up to you. If you do a search for YouTube, as I did, on the different ways to close a gift bag, you'll come up with loads and loads of different ways that you can use. You can just poke a hole through and just use ribbon, you know, that's very popular. I did use ribbon on this one, but I've run out. and this one isn't too straight. I don't know if you could see that. It's not very straight at all, but it looks cute all the same. Now I am going to attempt to use the eyelet punch again. So I don't know if you noticed, but it has a little, like a little ruler on there. If you can see, just on there it has a little ruler. But it doesn't matter in this case, because I am going to, do you know, I'm left-handed, but sometimes it's easier using my right. These parts here, I'm going to make sure that the hole is just to the side of it. I'm going to push that right along there. You can see where it's made the nice hole there. And at this side, I'm going to make sure that I'm just past there. Keep doing that. So, even though that could have been a bit further along that way, it's made some nice neat holes there, that punch. So I'm going to add eyelets to this. You don't have to. If you have a hole punch, you can just thread some ribbon down and Bob's your uncle, you're done. But to make it just that little bit stronger, you can use eyelets if you want, or you can use brads or whatever. You can even use the round paper strengtheners, the hole strengtheners. I don't know if you've seen those. Right, so to add an eyelet, I'll leave a link to a video up there that I did on all the different kinds of fasteners that you can use. Well, not all the different kinds, but a variety of fasteners that you can use for your projects. So to use these, to use the eyelets, you just poke that through the hole, and then you take your eyelet punch and you make sure that the eyelet, you're not going to be able to see that, but make sure that the punch is on either side, top and bottom of this. Close it and give it a right good squeeze. Like that. And you can see how neat it is inside and out. Just gives the bag, the holes, a little more strength. So I'm going to finish these next three. Right, so I mean, I love this. I love using my eyelet punch. I don't use it as often as I should really, because I really do like it. But the only thing is, if you have problems with your grip, it does take quite a bit of strength to close it. Not man-like strength, but enough that might hurt your wrists or whatever, you know, your hands. So anyway, I haven't tried this yet, but I was just going to try some gold twine. I'm not sure how much to cut off. 10 inches perhaps? Right, so it's going to be difficult to get a knot tight enough to stop it going through the holes. So what I'm going to do, this is just another way to do it if you want, but what I'm going to do is just pull that through the two holes and then tie a couple of knots in there. If I can. I've just put my nails on and they're getting in the way. So you could tie that 2 or 3 times. Oops, yeah, that's not gonna... See, it worked with the ribbon, but it's not working with the twine. I think it's too thin. I might have to go back to ribbon. So just put it through the 2 holes from the outside and tie a couple of knots in the twine, just to make sure that it's solid. And then don't cut too close to the knot, but just cut off a little bit like that, and there's your one handle. This is just using twine, but you can use ribbon, you can use anything you like, obviously. I mean, if you wanted to secure that in there like that, you could put some card over it, you could put some tape on there. You know, you could even glue it down. If you've got your hot glue gun, you could glue the knot down onto there like that. just to make it a bit more secure, because that knot, this twine, this twine is so thin that it is going to come out like that. So this is, like I say, this is just one way that you can close it. There are many different ways, usually involving ribbon. So I'll do that again, just for the other side, just so we can see it finished. I won't use twine again, I don't like this. I will use ribbon next time. Yeah, this isn't going to be very strong at all. Well, you live and learn, don't you? Anyway, pretend that looks nice. So there's your little bag. And if you want to decorate it, you could make a proper card topper and put that on, like a one with a lot of dimension. I think that would look really nice. But like I say, this paper pack comes with some stickers, so that one has the same kind of paper on. If all else fails, snuggle with your kitty. Oh, I like that. I like that. So I'm just going to put that up there, like that. Probably isn't going to be straight, of course. And then a couple of other things we can put on. We can put a fish. What about a nice heart? Perhaps a heart there. Yeah, so just decorate it how you like. I mean, like I say, this doesn't have to be for a cat. You might want to buy somebody some jewellery, or just put a little snack in. Or you could put a tea bag, like a really fancy tea bag, and some biscuits, or a sachet of coffee and some coffee biscuits in. You could use it for anything really, but I just think they're really, really cute. And I love that you can make them fold flat as well. So there's my two. That one, like I say, that one went completely wrong because I didn't measure it properly. But I do think that they're really cute anyway. And they're so easy to make. And if you're having problems knowing what to do with your 6x6 paper packs, then there's an idea. I think gift bags are just so cute, so easy to make, and so welcome. If you give gifts in them, I think people really do appreciate them. So there you go. I would love to read your suggestions on different ways to close the bags, different ways to decorate them, or anything like that. That would be very welcome. But anyway, I do hope that's helped a little bit. If you're interested in joining my Facebook group, I'll leave the link in the description. It's just in the very early stages at the moment, but there are some lovely members there already, and they're posting their absolutely fantastic projects. So I would love to see you there. In the meantime, I really appreciate you watching my video so much. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye bye now.